Hey everyone, if you're looking to auto select a particular value in your slicer, then you're in the right place. As of making this video today, there is no auto selecting feature yet in Power BI in your standard slicer visual. So, to overcome this, there is a workaround with the pre selected slicer. So, let's dive in and see how to implement that. The scenario that I'm going to cover as an example today here is I have a table with car brands and the details of them. Whichever brand has the highest annual sales in this table, it's Toyota in my case. I want to show only Toyota's details in the sync page. Right now it's showing the first value Audi's details, but I want to default it to the highest brand. So to do this, the first thing that you need to do is you need to import this pre-selected slicer. I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. So on this three dots, click on get more visuals, search for pre-selected, go ahead and add this visual. So once you add it, you will see this option popping up here. Now I want it in the second page because I want to filter here. First page is like my default page, it will show all the details. So have the selected the pre-selected slicer visual here. And if you look at the fields required for it, you have three. First fields is nothing but same as your slicer, whichever field that you want to slice with. That would be brand in our case. Next up is pre-selection. This is where you need to provide what value from the slicer options does Power BI default with. So I have created already created a measure here, which I'm basically defaulting it to Toyota. So you can have your condition as per your scenario here and simply have this over here. Third is dirty status. It's basically you need to have a boolean table with true and false. So let's just create that. If you go into home and then enter data, you can quickly create that boolean table. You can have any name for the column and the table, doesn't matter, but make sure that the values that you provide are not being converted to strings, but they are actually boolean values. If they are, how do you confirm that is if you go into your tables, these true and false are to the right, so they're not understood by Power BI as strings, which is what we want. So simply drag the boolean value into dirty status. There you go. You have Toyota defaulted here in your slicer, and you can see all the Toyota details. Now, if you want to have this visual filters applied to other pages as well, like any other slicer, you just have to copy this visual and paste it here and then just sync the visuals, which is the good part about the pre-selected slicer as well. Now, a few considerations with using this pre-selected slicer is that first, make sure that you do this right. You have boolean values here. I wasted a lot of time with this. So do that. Then each pre-selected slicer that you have, like I have one here, if you have another one with maybe let's say vehicle type, another pre-selected slicer, then you need to have another column in your boolean table with true false. You need to create four rows in them, covering all these scenarios. So true, 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 false, false, true, and false, false. I'll show you that table example in a bit, but one other important thing is when you're creating your measure, as any other measure, do not have entire record selected here. You need to be specific to the column and then which row you want to pull out, so that Power BI pre-selected slicer can understand that it needs to default to Toyota. And if you mess up with that, it'll just pre-select everything, all the brands in your slicer. So if you need more details or if you need any help, what you can do is you can go into the pre-selected slicer here, and you can just download the sample file. So it contains an example with two different fields for the pre-selected slicer. So basically two different pre-selected slicers, and it you can go ahead and check the table view for them as well to understand why you need four rows in that boolean table. So to keep it short, if I just show you this as a table, for every row, now it's just Toyota, but for every row basically it creates true and false mappings, and it would only be true for your default option, rest of the would be false. In that way Power BI would understand that okay, so this is what I need to pull and select in the slicer. So yeah, that is about how you can auto select your slicer in Power BI. I hope you can replicate this and get it into your reports.